It's your boy Conservist34, and it's official. Farm Aid 2019 will be in Alpine Valley, aka East Troy, Wisconsin, aka the Alpine Valley Music Theater. Very excited to see that we have a date, we have a location, and we have a lineup of what we're going to have at the bare minimum, more acts to be announced. So let's look at the lineup. Willie Nelson, Neil Young, and John Mellencamp are the holy trinity of this movement, of this show that they do every year to help raise awareness and raise funds for America's hardworking farmers that need this help because of a lot of different factors. So they will be the top three there. As what's been pretty much a typical reoccurrence, Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds going to perform on the acoustic guitars. I love Tim Reynolds on acoustic guitar. I love Dave Matthews on any guitar or a cappella or whatever. So that is going to be a great thing to have there. Now we have Bonnie Raitt, who's going to come in, the blues and blues rock singer from the 70s forward, really. We have her coming in. She's going to bring that blues. She's going to bring them windpipes, okay, singing really well. Lucas Nelson and The Promise of the Real. The Promise is real. These people can kill it, all right? And then we have Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats coming here into the lineup. They weren't here last year. Same thing with Bonnie Raitt. And, you know, that should be an interesting group that is going to bring fans here as well, bring more awareness as well to this. Margot Price returning, Jamie Johnson, Tanya Tucker, Brothers Osborne, Yola, Particle Kid, and more artists to be announced this summer. This is a very solid lineup. This is going to be a very great show in a beautiful venue out there in East Troy, Wisconsin. And here's the thing, the venue, just like American Farmers in different ways, we don't want to say it's identical, but this venue has faced a lot of adversity, just like America's farmers have faced a lot of adversity. In 2017, this venue had to shut down. They're just, financially, they weren't getting enough people to come out there. You have these amphitheaters being built. There's two of them in the greater Chicago area, one in Tinley Park, the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and then you have Northerly Island, which is in the North Shore of Chicago. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's another venue that has a lot of big acts. So you really have an amphitheater that many popular acts aren't driving out to beautiful farmland, beautiful wilderness to perform a show. They're hitting up the Chicago venues, even Summerfest up in Milwaukee, where they have tons of shows every summer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at that amphitheater. It was called the Marcus Amphitheater, which is my first name. It may be changed. Don't quote me on that. But essentially, this venue has faced a lot of adversity. And, even my favorite band, the Dave Matthews Band, didn't have a touring stop there last year when they resumed operations last year. And finally, this year, they came back. So booking this venue for Farm Aid is a big thing because it can use this boost. It can use the camping. It can use the buzz and the sales and the tourism to this beautiful part of America, in the heartland of America, more the northern heartland, but still part of that middle part of the country. So that'll be a great thing. Now, here's the thing. As much as we are excited about tickets and what we're going to get, where we're going to be seated, flights, hotels, and all this stuff, the most important thing about this festival is not only the music. The most important thing is the education, the exposure, and the fundraising. As much as we love all these bands, as much as I came last year strictly for the bands and to learn a little, I came out of this learning so much more. And one thing we need to realize, if you can't make this event, if you're going to be watching this on the live stream, please keep in your minds, in your hearts, in your thoughts, in your wallet, the thoughts of these farmers who are struggling. We've had flooding across the Kansas City, Missouri line. We've had flooding in Nebraska, Arkansas. We've had a hurricane hit North Carolina. Thousands, if not millions of cattle were killed off in that hurricane alone, or stranded or left alone and just lost completely. We need to keep America's farmers at our forefront, okay? The donations are one way you can help. One thing I want to ask from everyone who watches this video, if you can donate $10, go to www.farmaid.org and just donate $10 today when you watch this video. They're not paying me to say this. I have nothing that I benefit from telling you this, except this is something that I've learned about last year at Farm Aid 2018. And this is something that we can do to help these farmers. These farmers are making decisions where they are turning off heat in their house so that they can keep their barns warm. They're turning off electricity in their house so that they can then, in turn, have things for their animals, for their livestock, for their different buildings that they have on the land that they own. We have politicians on both sides of the aisle that don't really have solid plans to push things forward for these farmers. We have trade wars that the farmers have everything to lose and they suffer during these trade wars. We need to make sure that these farmers are not left behind, because how we eat, how we live, how long we live, the health and wealth of us comes from these farmers. Without them, we don't have food, okay? And we don't have healthy food. We have factory processed food. We have food with all sorts of chemicals in them, and that is not good for the future of our country. It may seem minuscule right now, as much as we're so worried about in this country, this and that, and Democrat and Republican, and where we live, and we have bills, we have taxes. But these farmers, as much as it's hard for you and me, these farmers have it 10 times worse. And we need to really support them financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever we can do to help these farmers. Please consider that. If you don't get tickets, okay, you can't go, watch the live stream. Watch the YouTube videos from Farm Aid that they show stories of local farmers. I look forward to seeing what they're going to do out of East Troy, Wisconsin, the local farmers in that part of the country, and what stories I'll be exposed to last year, just being impacted by many of the stories there. So just, as much as I talk music on this page, this is the one video where I just want to say, think about the farmers. Not just because of Farm Aid, not just because Dave Matthews and Neil Young and Willie Nelson are going to play some killer sets. Think about these farmers, because it is life and death. There are mental health issues. You look at farmer suicide across the country. There are issues where there is staffing issues. There are more visa programmed workers or illegal immigrants that are taking over 50% of the workforce for these farms has to come from people from outside of the country, because we don't have enough people here that want to work at these farms. We have to be aware of this. We have to educate ourselves. We have to really take a stand for these farmers. And I'm talking over and over and nonstop, and none of this is an organization, because I'm speaking from my heart. But we really need to educate ourselves, support these farmers, raise funds for these farmers, and make more people aware, make our congressmen and women aware, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Team Beyonce, whatever they are, okay? We need to make sure these politicians are doing something for these farmers, not another talking point on the campaign trail. Oh, we're going to go to Iowa, and we're going to be cool over here in Iowa and pretend we care about farmers. No, what are you going to do? All right, you have pull in Congress. What are you going to do to get Congress to freaking make a difference for these farmers? Pass these bills for these farmers. We need to do better as humans to the way we treat the people who work from the ground, who sacrifice their life, sacrifice their children's lives so they can get us food on the table at losses at times, at very low profit margins at times. That's all I got for today, but I'm excited for Farm Aid 2019. These donations, these funds, the ticket sales, they matter. And I appreciate what the amazing people at Farm Aid have done. I appreciate the artists who sacrificed a day out of their schedule to come here to Farm Aid to perform, to raise funds. Please, don't just go here for the music. Don't just go to the site to try to get tickets or to see what's going on for just the musical part of this. Go and check out everything that is going on in the educational portions of their website, www.farmaid.org. And again, if you can donate $10, I'm going to do it. Look, taxes are crazy here in Connecticut. Look, some of my watchers here, like Todd G, you know what it's like, okay? This car tax I just got is crazy, okay? All these bills I got to pay because I live by myself is crazy. But you know what? I have it 10 times better than most farmers right now. You know what? If things go bad, I have benefits through my job. If things go bad, I have different blanket systems that I can be okay with, but these farmers don't. So just as much as I've said it over and over again, support these farmers, help raise money for these farmers, and help push policy, help push our politicians to do something for these farmers, not just go, we're going to do all this other stuff over here. No. Farming matters. Healthy food, access to clean, healthy food in our urban areas. That matters. In our rural areas, that matters. And those are things that Farm Aid is about, and I'm about it too. So that's your boy Conservist34. That's all I gotta say. But let's support these farmers. Let's enjoy the music. Hopefully, many of you guys head down there. All right, peace.